I made a video about the best farming spot for Color of Lumina in Renar's drafts, and good people of YouTube commented on that video and suggested that there's another spot and that you can actually farm Color of Lumina way earlier than level 90 that you need to farm Renar's drafts. Hi, this is the Noob, and I would like to thank DeathGun2792 and DTRFGGH for leaving comments on the previous video and telling me about this spot. And I wanted to share a video about this with everyone. And if you find this video useful, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. So this Color of Lumina farming strategy requires you only to enter Act 3. As soon as you enter Act 3, you can execute this farming strategy. You want to go back to the monolith where you just finished Act 2. And as you can see in this video, you will have to run through this long path until you actually enter into the monolith. Once inside the monolith, you want to go to the first expeditioner's flag and fast travel to the tower's peak. From the tower's peak, go back and run past these two mobs. And keep going to the right here until you reach a grappling point. Jump across the chasm and turn right here, and you will see 3 mobs here that you can fight. The main strategy for killing this group of enemies as quickly as possible is using your AoE abilities. This means that in my group I have Mael with her Phantom Strike ability, and I have Verso with his Phantom Stars ability. Both of these do damage to all enemies, and since these enemies are vulnerable to light damage and one of them is vulnerable to dark damage, these abilities will do high damage to them. The question remains whether this is a good farming spot or not, because it takes a while to get to these mobs from the Expeditioner's flag and go back to the Expeditioner's flag to rest and respawn these mobs. I've included a timer here to show you how long it takes. But what can't beat this spot is the fact that you can do this at level 50, while Renar's drafts is going to be something that you can't do before level 90. I'm presuming in this video that you just entered Act 3, that you don't have many new abilities unlocked, you don't have cheater, you don't have new weapons unlocked, and I'm going to talk about the build with these presumptions in mind. So if you want to face these guys and easily defeat them within a couple of turns, you will upgrade your weapon, resets your attribute points so that you get maximum damage and enough critical chance. And I'm going to be using a trick with Mael here, where you use your last chance skill to go to Virtuous Stance, and then use Ciel with her intervention skill to make Mael play again and cast her Phantom Strike skill. But you can build this any way you like and make Phantom Stars from Verso the main damage dealing skill, or even use Monaco. Now let's talk about the Pictos and the Luminas. So for Mael, as you can see, I'm using the Barrier Breaker. It's not even upgraded, it's at level 15. I've respected her so she has defense and agility, because that's the stats of this weapon. And then for the Luminas, I'm using the Energizing Start 1 and 2 and Energizing Turn. That's going to give me enough action points to cast all my skills. You want to use some damage increasing abilities like First Offensive, Glass Cannon, Immaculate, and Inverted Affinity. You have to have the Painted Power. Without that equipped, you don't have to even try this. Confident Fighter and Augmented First Strike are really good at raising your energy, but the real synergy is going to happen at Death's Door, because at Death's Door is going to synergize with our Last Stance skill and give us 50% more damage. And then you have the Critical Moment Lumina, because when you drop below 30% health, you're going to get 50% increase in critical rate, which is going to take our critical rate above 100%. For the Pictos, I use Second Chance just in case. Energizing Turn is important because it gives us extra action points, and then the Greater Powerful enhances our damage even more. For Verso, I'm going to be using the combo attack Pictos, the energizing attack 2, and the painted power here. And then in Luminas, I want to do all the damage increasing stuff. But as I've said, I'm going to be using the Dualiso weapon. It's upgraded to level 19. If you look at the right of the screen, you're going to see that my defense is at 99 and vitality is at 48. And then for the Luminas, use the damage enhancing skills like the Confident Fighter, the Augmented First Strike, the First Offensive Glass Cannon, and then Energizing Turn just for extra action points, and then Greater Powerful and SOS Power. They synergize well. If you get hit, you'll get extra damage. And as I've mentioned before, you want to use the Phantom Star skill for Verso. There's a single target damage that you can do by using Overload, and then using the Berserker Slash skill. That's why I have that on Death's Door Lumina in my setup, because that's going to get a lot of damage on a single target with Verso as well. While for Mael, you're going to be using just the Phantom Strike and the Last Chance as your initiator, because we want to get ourselves to Virtuous Stance for maximum damage. And as I mentioned, for Ciel, you want to go to her Intervention skill, and if you have enough skill points or if you've unlocked Cheater, you can even do the Fortune's Fury skill, which is gonna double the damage for one turn for an ally, and you can cast that first to an ally and then an intervention to do really massive damage. But these are all advanced tactics. All you really need to do is cast Phantom Stars, Phantom Strike, and pretty much you should be done with the fight. The video footage shows how these fights usually happen for me at around level 50 and with the setup that I've just discussed. And I'd like to thank once again DeathGun2792 and DTRF for letting me know about this spot and letting the community know about this spot. I'm sure the expeditioners appreciate it. This is the Noob signing out.
Your turn to shine.
Let's shine. S'en va dans le